Hey guys, my name is Mari and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today's video is going to be all about a Temu wig that I recently purchased a couple of months back. I want to say about 1 or 2 months ago, and it is a Temu haul video for wigs. So if you guys want to see that content, I will link everything down below. But just jumping right along, this is how the wig looks. I'm not going to go too in depth on it because in that video I did show you guys the context of it. But the wig is 13 by 6. It is a 613 blonde wig, and it is a body wave wig, so that's why it's a little bit wavy. It's not straight. So I did mention in that video, and I showed you guys that I had plans to revamp the wig, and you guys are going to see me do all of that in today's video. So I'm going to be doing the watercolor method, but before that I'm going to be using the HASK blonde care shampoo. Now I used this when my hair was blonde before, because if you guys don't know, I had blonde hair before I turned into a redhead. So I used to use this a lot, and also the conditioner is really good. So this is one of my favorite shampoos and conditioner line because it really does a good job. And then also I did mention in my old video, but for you guys who don't know, I'm going to be using the Colorista metallic color shampoo. This is in metallic orchid if I remember correctly, but everything will be linked down below. And this is the color palette that it shows on the side, so you guys are going to get a good look at what color it should come out. So of course we're going to use that. I have 2 boxes just in case, but let's see. You also need some gloves. You can never go wrong with gloves. So I always have a pair of gloves, and also something to mix it in. Not necessarily a hairbrush, but you definitely want something to mix the color in the water. And then also a bin. I recommend a plastic bin. Now this is a drawer bin from one of the plastic drawers that I have where I stock all my nail supplies. And I purchased it from Walmart, but this is just a bottom drawer, and I find that it's the perfect size for all of my stuff, so I can go dunk in my wig and not have any issues with it making a mess or any of that stuff. So it's spacious enough. And then also I recommend that you guys have on hand some type of brush so that you can brush through the strands of your hair if you feel like the color isn't taking well, or if you need to detangle it as you're coloring it. I highly recommend that you have a brush on hand as well. So I'm going to be using medium to hot water. This is just my preference. A lot of people in the videos have been using really hot water. I don't want to do that. My wig is already dry enough on its own because of the blonde. So the last thing I want to do is dry it even more. So I'm going to just drizzle some of this on top of the water, and I'm going to mix. So I might play some music in this little clip, but you guys are going to see me mixing it in, and you're going to see me dunking it in. Now, when you see me dunking it in, you want to make sure that you shake the wig around a little bit, but not too much, because this is shampoo and you don't want to over dry your hair. But definitely dunk the wig in, shake it up, make sure everything is mixed in the water nicely. And yeah. Also, another thing that I want to mention is that because this is a toning type of thing where I'm toning my wig, you guys do not have to do anything to the lace. The toner, if it's a shampoo and conditioner, for the most part is not supposed to tint your lace. So your lace should come out perfectly intact, and it shouldn't be toned or anything like that, or colored. There was this one shampoo that I heard someone say that was like the worst shampoo. I forgot what it was called, but it was one of those shampoos that actually left a tint on someone's hair. I don't recommend that. So if you're trying to tone your 613 lace front wig, I recommend the HASK shampoo and conditioner. Especially if your wig is yellow, you want a purple based shampoo or conditioner. You don't want anything blue, because blue is for brassiness, which counteracts orange tones, and it's gonna leave your hair tinted green. That's another thing that I had problems with when I had blonde hair. I used to use certain toners that left my blonde hair green, and I wondered why. And it was because my blonde hair was already to the level that I needed it to. I just needed to tone down the yellow, and I didn't have any orange in it. So when I put something on top of my yellow hair, which is the blue, it didn't counteract, and it actually took in the blue and turned green. Versus if you put purple over yellow, it counteracts it and neutralizes the yellow in your hair, and you're gonna have more of that mushroomy champagne color without the yellowness. So yeah, after all of this, I'm going to make sure that I squeeze my wig out as well. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just squeezing it. You don't want to shake your wig too much because you're already using shampoo. You can also go in with conditioner, but because I don't want to ruin my wig, I'm going to go in with the hair dye itself, the semi-permanent dye. Also, the got to be glued spray and a handheld dryer is your best bet. When you dye your hair, that is when you're gonna spray something on the lace so that it doesn't catch the color, because then your lace will catch the color and it's gonna be a whole mess. So this is how the wig is looking. It looks very neutral. I don't see any yellow tones. If you guys want to check it out in the beginning of the video, you can go back and check it out how yellow it kind of looked. And then now it looks more of like a mushroomy champagne kind of color, and that's good. That's what you want. Even borderline silver or platinum is what you want. You don't want any yellow spots. So I'm just going to spray down my wig, and I'm also making sure to spray down all around. So it is a 13x6 wig. So there is a lot of lace parting, and I don't want any of that lace getting tinted with the hair dye. Even if it's the ear tabs, even if I have to cut it off later, just because I feel like once it gets on a part of the lace, it sort of spreads and seeps into the rest of the lace. So you want to make sure you coat that real generous and nicely, and also dry it with a handheld dryer, or you can let it air dry. I like to do a combination of both, so I would let it air dry a little bit and then handheld dry it. So moving right along, I have my gloves and I'm putting them on. And yeah, guys, that is an old tattoo on my arm. I purchased a bunch of tattoos from Temu. I had a lot of fun with them, but they're starting to peel off, so that's why it looks like that. It's not a real tattoo. It's not infected. It's a fake one. So going right in with my Colorista color, I love that this kit also includes everything that you need. I already have everything that I need, which is what I showed you in the beginning, but this kit includes gloves, the pamphlet with instructions, also includes the color, and also includes the the hairbrush. The only thing that it doesn't bring is a mixing bowl. So I would say you would have to purchase a mixing bowl if you're interested in using these colors. So this is what the back of the packaging looks like, really nice and sleek. And I'm just gonna squirt the whole bottle into the water. Now, originally I had 2 boxes of this, but I ended up only using 1 box. So just to be upfront with you guys, because I wanted a light purple color, I didn't want anything too dark because it is summertime. I opted for just 1 box, mixed it around really well, because this formula is more of a cream texture. You need to do a lot of mixing. Versus the Adore colors, which a lot of people actually use that instead for wigs. That's the only difference that I actually noticed. And I dunked my wig in. I made sure I brushed it out very well. Now this is when I started to see that things are starting to go wrong. For me, I had high hopes, and you guys are gonna see at the end of the video what I'm talking about, but you can get a glimpse at the hair. You will notice that the ends are almost silver and metallic like. So the roots are really good. They took well. The lace is really well and nice. Only a few spots here and there where I might have missed spraying it down. But for the most part, the roots of the hair are really good and saturated. And also the top of the hair where my crown is really saturated with color. Now, once we get to the bottom half of the hair, this is where things start to look a little bit fugly, if you will. So you're gonna see these strands. These are not silver. These are actually white. Yes, white hairs, all distributed through the wig. I dunked the wig multiple times. I left the wig for 15 minutes sitting in the water, everything. And at this point, I started to notice that this wig might not be 100% human hair as what they claimed. So you guys are gonna see multiple colors in the wig. It's okay. For me, I'm okay with it having multiple colors, but I'm not okay with the strands of white. Now, this is the thing with me. I don't mind if it had the strands of white because I feel like that actually looks pretty nice and decent. But those strands are not human hair. And you guys are going to see later on what I mean by that. All right, guys. So this is just me. And I'm going to do the normal routine, whereas I brush my hair back and I'm going to put on a bald wig cap. Now, this is one of the things that I do when I want to put on a wig, but I don't want to wear it for too long. I'm not going to glue this wig down. I'm actually just going to use glue tapes that I purchased from Temu that work really well. So this is what the wig is looking like. Remember what I mentioned earlier? So this is how it looks. This is when I still notice that there's a big difference. So this huge chunk of hair that I'm grabbing in the crown area is all human hair, 100% human hair, and it stops about halfway through. Now, the whole rest of the wig, if you guys can see in the video, is very dry. That is human hair mixed with synthetica. Now, when I had the wig originally in the beginning of the video, I didn't notice that it was synthetica. I just thought the hair was really dry because bleached hair is technically dry. But upon coloring it and even trying to straighten the wig, that's when you start to notice these differentiations. I don't even know if that's a real word, but that's when you start to notice if it's a real wig or not. If you guys have seen my Temu wig haul, that I purchased 3 wigs, and out of all of them, this was the only wig that was actually discontinued on the site when I posted that video, and it still is. And now it makes me wonder why. So also, just to let you guys know, I did reach out to Temu, and Temu reached out back to me, and they gave me a full refund because this is not acceptable. You're still paying a certain amount of money to get a wig, you know what I mean? And I guess I fell into that trap where it's cheaper, it's too good to be true, and I kind of had high hopes for it. Like, I kind of forgot how cheap this wig was when I purchased it, and I was a little bit disappointed after all of that. Now, when I tell you guys that I tried to straighten this wig so many times off camera, to the point where I tried using hairspray to hold it straight, I tried using hair oil to hold it straight, and it almost like didn't take anything. So at this point, I became a little bit desperate, and I started trying to think of other ways to make it look a little bit more better without having it straight, because my idea was to have a straight wig. I didn't want it curly, I didn't want it wavy. But because this is not a full hair of actual human hair wig, that's when I knew I had to do something else. So you guys are going to see me do a little bit of curling in the video, but not too much, because I still wanted to keep this video mainly focused on the idea of how to watercolor your wig. But I wanted to throw in a separate review for the actual Temu wig that I purchased in a couple of videos back that I spoke to you guys about, and I told you guys that I was going to process and document everything that I've done to it. So overall, the pros and cons outweigh each other. You guys know I'm a big fan of Temu. Excuse my language, but like, I fuck with Temu hard. It's something where it kind of turned me off. Like, it was like one of those things where I was like, and even halfway through the video, I kind of like gave up at some point, and I stopped curling my hair, and I was just like, I'm just gonna let it be, because there's no way that this is gonna look the way I have it envisioned in my head. No matter how much time I spent on it, I've done so many countless things to it, and even the curls that it was holding wasn't the way I wanted it to be. So you guys are gonna see in the video, I have like the front portion of my hair, which is fully saturated. That is definitely 100% human hair wig, and it actually holds the curl really well. But also in the back of my head, where the multiple strands of synthetic were, it does not hold a curl. It doesn't even want to stay straight. It frizzes up so bad. And that's one of the things that confused me. I've had synthetica wigs before, but I've never had a synthetic this bad. So I don't know what type of fucking hair that they put in this wig. Excuse my language again, but I just need to say this because it's so frustrating. I don't know what type of hair they put in this, because the front portion of the wig is so beautiful. If they would have just did that with the whole wig, I would have been so happy. So yeah, guys, to wrap up the video with my final thoughts, a lot of pros and cons. You guys already heard me multiple times during the video. Like, I'm just really frustrated at this point. So yeah, guys, if you like this video, please give me 2 thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.